it's Adam from Weaviate. Tonight we're here at the Merantix AI Campus hosting Hack Night at Berlin. And we've got a bunch of companies presenting a Hack Night right here. We've got companies, so I work at Weaviate, and we're pulling together companies like Unbody and Langfuse, Haystack, Assembly, and so many more, including Mistral, to put on this Hack Night here. Right now we have about a couple hundred developers in the room ready to get hacking and building with these tools. At the end of the night at about 8 o'clock, everyone's going to come back together and then do some demos, and I'm really excited to see what people are up to. Catch you later. I was initially planning to have about 4 to 5 companies with us today. This slowly ballooned out into a much larger event format, and so we had to compress things and make things work for Hack Night here in Berlin. I'm really stoked that we could bring together about 10 companies to make tonight happen. And and over the next 30-ish minutes, you'll hear a little bit from each of these speakers. So please welcome Andres to the stage from Restack.
So basically, Restack is a framework to build AI, so resilient and scalable AI workflows. So what you see here right now is running in localhost is the developer UI and basically it's completely empty. There is no workflow running. And I'm gonna drive you a little bit through the code of one example that we built. And this example is basically gonna use an LLM to generate an email. It's a very simple workflow. Generate an email and send it over to an inbox. The inbox is this one. It's empty, as you see. And the code, how do you build that with Restack? So basically, you write functions in vanilla Python or vanilla TypeScript. So there is no abstraction in that level. You can import whatever library you want. You can use LangChain, for example, or Weaviate if you want, and just start building your function. So this one is the generate email content function, where we are using OpenAI. We just import the SDK, and then as you can see here in TypeScript, I'm just using GPT-4o, and we have some prompt to generate the email. And then I have another function in here that is just basically gonna send the email, and for that we're gonna use SendGrid. Now, Restack comes in play here in the workflows. So what you do is, first, you import steps, and you import the functions that you just created. And with the steps, what we're gonna do is, we're gonna use, again, just common basic TypeScript or Python to define the logic of your application. So in this case, 2 steps. First one, I'm gonna generate the email. I'm gonna call the function generate email content. And once the content is generated by the GPT-4o, I'm gonna just send it over. So the second step is in here. So let me run it, and I hope it works because there is no. So sorry, npm run dev. So first I publish the service, and then I'm gonna schedule to run now the workflow. So let me go back to the developer UI. So now here you see the workflow is already in here, and the workflow, as I said, have 2 steps. Step 1, generate email content. Step 2, you can see the input and output. And it retried 2 times because whatever, something happened when calling one of the APIs, and it ended, and here it is. So hello Restack, and this is the email that we created. Now I see here, I realize that there is a misspelling, so I can just basically go back to my code and edit the subject here. And this is the beauty of the developer UI. Now, I don't need to call the LLM again. I'm just changing the subject that is in the other function. So I'm gonna just reset from that step, and I'm not gonna run the other function from before. So, as you can see here, okay, it's completed. Now I go to my emails, and I see the new email with the nice and beautiful subject. Okay, guys, that was it. Thanks a lot. We have the prize for today, 150 for whoever used Restack for the best project, and 500 in credits. And I'm gonna be here with Martin and with Leon, the mic holder. So please talk to us. See you. Thank you.
All right, everyone, welcome Mark from Langfuse to the stage.
Give it up, Mark. Give it up, Mark. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having us. I'm Mark, one of the founders and CEO of Langfuse. Super excited to be here. We are like 100 meters away in our office usually. Very nice to see so many people here in Berlin. Langfuse is an open source LLM engineering platform. We do observability, evaluations, prompt management, all of the things that get you from like a demo to something that's really production grade. We started like last year while doing YC ourselves, building lots of LLM-based agents and always having like really, really nice demos. But then going from demo to something production grade was really difficult back then. And we realized that our tooling is way more interesting than our code generation agent that should do like full features. So we put it into it, like brought it to our friends within YC, launched last summer, and by now one of the largest projects in the space, where like teams, like for example, Circleback, Khan Academy, Twilio, Samsara users with like 3 million of SDK installs, or I think we're now like reaching 2 million Docker pulls. It's like a lot of open source activity because we really built for being open source, easy to self-host early on. So like a lot of traction across like startups and enterprises. What we do is basically observability to help you understand what your application does step by step, because there are so many things you could experiment with. So like agentic RAG, some nice new frameworks, like OpenAI releasing new models every day now until Christmas, a new model checkpoint coming out, and you're like, should I upgrade or should I not? Like there's so many things to trying to understand development and production, and we want to build the best tooling to help you figure this out and make like robust decisions to build actually a good app. Quick demo, we have this chatbot in our documentation, very, very simple rag. It's not the goal of being the best, but just like being a demo. And it's very simple to integrate these kinds of applications with Langfuse. As for example in Python, you just need to add like a decorator. If you use OpenAI, you can just like replace the import, but we also integrate natively with like LangChain, Llama Index, like all the popular application frameworks. Then in Langfuse, you see a very simple trace representation, and as Langfuse is open source all of the day, you can query it also via like our Python SDKs or JavaScript SDKs. So you want to power something downstream and run some custom analysis with the ML team. Very, very simple. Then the challenge for tonight is basically it integrates well with the other challenges of just sign up for Langfuse or run it self-hosted via Docker Compose in 5 minutes. Instrument your code. We have some copy-pasteful examples, so whatever you build, try to figure out whether it actually works with Langfuse. Then you can analyze your app with it. And finally, we would suggest to add some kind of automated evaluation to it. So additional to like user feedback, and we try to run like an LLM as a judge evaluator with Langfuse. And for bonus points, prompt inference, we just released it during our second launch week 2 weeks ago. And this could help you to iterate on prompts in case this is relevant for your app. Prizes, like a Langfuse Pro account and dinner with all of our team, because we're right around the corner. So if you want to kind of like chat with everyone, get to know the founders, get to know the engineering team, talk about all these stuff, and our journey, I would love to meet you. Wrapping it up, we are very active on GitHub, so if you want to see any features, so just reach out to us. We are very excited about feedback, super active, and as mentioned, we are right around the corner. This is the best team I've ever worked with. Very bright people, very small team, huge global footprint. So if you're excited about this space, come talk to me, I'm around. Yanni is also around from our team, and thanks again, we've been for organizing.
And next up we have Bo from Jina. Please welcome Bo to the stage.
Thank you for Weaviate for having us here, and Bo. And I'm going to quickly show you build with Jina with embeddings, rerankers, and small language model for vector search. And probably some of you heard of us, Jina embedding V1, V2, V3. Now we have evolved into the third edition, one of the best embedding models on the market, as evaluated on the MTB benchmark. The first embedding model brings LoRa into the real world with optimized for downstream tasks. If you are working for STS retrieval, clustering, classification, use the different adapters. The first embedding model brings the long context embedding together with long late chunking in the real world. So it's kind of solved or mitigate your lost the context problem. And it can generate very beautiful embeddings with great cross-lingual alignment. So you can work with, let's say, 89 global languages. Thank you. And we offer, apart from Jina embedding, we also offer a reranker model, which is called Jina Reranker V2. This is our latest generation of reranker models. It has very good performance across English and global languages. The base-sized model maintains a good balance between the re-ranking quality and speed. And re-ranking is based on basically semantics. You refine your search results with better accuracy and performance. And Jina AI also is the first in the industry, which brings latent interaction retriever into outside of academia. So if you have heard of Covert, Copilot, or whatever, Jina AI is basically the first to do it outside academia. So recently we released Jina Covert v2, which marks the only production-ready, multilingual, multi-vector search solutions in the market. And it is able to use as a embedding model or a rerun. And beyond that, Jina embedding also works for images. So if you know Clip, and maybe you also need to know Jina Clip v1, which basically we train embedding models for connecting images. And the beautiful part of Jina Clip is that the text tower of the Jina Clip model is also an embedding model. So the text tower of Jina Clip is basically Jina embedding v2 or Jina embedding v3, depends on which model you are using. So if you are working on the images, check out Jina Clip v1 and v2 as embedding models. And we are pushing a lot of papers and a lot of publications into the real world. And these are some our latest publications. And what we are actually pushing together with Weaviate. This is our joint latest publication with Danny from Weaviate. And beyond embedding models and re-render models and different kind of models, we also offer something called Reader. So it's basically a tool to help you to convert any URL into markdown format. So you can basically prepend r.jina.ai into maybe Hugging Face, and it will be converted into clean markdown. And you can basically grounding this into your large language model, which is very convenient. And we also released something called Reader LLM in this year, which marks one of the hottest small language model in the world. So Reader LLM basically doing the similar thing as Jina embedding Jina Reader, converting massive HTML tags into very clean markdown format. And a lot of new things are coming for 2025, so be prepared.
Dak from Arize, give it up for Dak.
All right, welcome everyone. So my name is Dak. I'm a solutions architect here at Arize. Just to kick this off, I just want to start off by saying I'm brand new to the city, so I did move from sunny San Francisco. Adam is a good friend here to Berlin. And I really enjoy it here. Some people might think like they missed the cold, but the real question is, what were the German words I learned after 1 month of being here? And the 4 words are, genau, ja, ja, stimmt, sehr schön, and the last and most important one, Aufguss.
The question is, do you know what ja means?
Yes, yes.
What?
Yes.
No.
My wife is German, so I blame her for not teaching me. But I'm going to present a little bit about Arize Phoenix. So, the most important thing. The prize is the brand new AirPod 4 noise canceling.
Whoa. This is the prize. I can win this today?
Yes, you can.
Holy moly.
If you are a team of 2, though, you'll have to split the left and the right. So, but for everyone else, we're also giving out some limited edition Phoenix t-shirts that won't ever be made again. So just come grab me afterwards. I definitely want to take a look at your demo. But a little bit about us. Arize Phoenix is, let me close this. We are the observability space, so we're an open source tracing, evaluations, experiment, prompt engineering tool. Some of the best teams in the world use us. So you can think Booking.com's trip planner team. So if you've ever used their AI to book a trip, Priceline's PennyBot, Duolingo. So some of the world's best teams, especially in the SF region. Of course, that's why I'm kind of here, as to spread the gospel of Arize Phoenix. But tracing, evals, Phoenix does all of that, including things like experiments, interactive prompt playgrounds, so you can run multiple prompts at the same time. You can also run LLM as a judge, or annotations, or things like that. So evals, obviously a huge part. Raise your hand if you built a perfect Jina AI application or agent. Liars. So we all know these things aren't perfect, and it's important to look at these things. And then, of course, we also have some extra goodies. If you've never looked at your Weaviate embeddings, maybe this is a good chance to look at our UMAP to do that. We also integrate with many, pretty much anything under the sun in terms of orchestration. So let me come back here. So if you're working with Haystack, definitely give a shout out to Tawana. She's the Weaviate Haystack expert. But also come grab me as well. I can help you with that. But our quick start is fully packaged in there. So there's actually an example to trace an application, to run evals on it. You can run experiments as well. So come grab me afterwards, but I'm super excited to be here. I've always been a big fan of Adam's Hack Nights. You guys are really in for a surprise tonight. But thank you so much.
Everyone, this is Patrick from Assembly. Please welcome Patrick to the stage.
Thank you. Yeah, super excited to be here. Welcome. I'm Patrick. I'm a developer advocate and software engineer at AssemblyAI. Who here has heard of Assembly before? Okay, quite a few. Very cool. If not, no worries. I'll give you a very quick tour and then explain the challenge. So we have a speech AI API platform. You can do speech to text, but you can do much more with it. We have several what we call speech AI models to understand and analyze your audio data. And we have a developer-first API and then several SDKs, which means we put a lot of focus on developer experience and want to make it super simple for you to build AI apps on top of audio data. I'm a Python developer, so I put the Python code example here. This is all the code you need to transcribe an audio or video file with Assembly. And it's currently powered by our latest model, which is called Universal 2. It really crushes it on all the benchmarks, so I just recommend reading more on our research blog. Yeah, but as I said, we have much more than speech to text. So you can also run different other models to understand your audio data. Here are just a few examples. You can do speaker detection, sentiment analysis, topic detection, content moderation, and a bunch more. And then last but not least, we have Lemur. This is a very exciting product. Lemur is our what we call LLM framework to apply LLMs to audio data super easily. And some common use cases are creating summaries, asking questions, extracting infos, but really you can run any LLM, any prompt you want with those LLMs in just a few lines of code. And yeah, this is Assembly in a nutshell. Now I want to give you one concrete example. This is one of my favorite use cases you can build with Assembly, is to analyze and summarize podcast episodes. And this is also today's challenge. So you're gonna analyze and summarize one of the Weaviate podcast episodes. Who here has listened to at least one episode of Weaviate? Awesome. Cool. So yeah, shout out to Connor and Erica. I'm a big fan. So the challenge is to transcribe the podcast, detect the speakers, and then also perform sentiment analysis. So hopefully you will see how excited Connor and Erica are speaking. And lastly, you will apply an LLM to summarize the episode and ask a question. And for everyone building with Assembly tonight, everyone gets $100 in API credits. And then we have one mechanical keyword to give away, which is the NuFi Air 60. It's the smallest one, but it's really awesome. I have this myself. And then over here, we have a bunch of swag, so please grab some later. And yeah, that's it. And I'm super happy to connect with all of you.
Here's our very own Tawana from Weaviate.
So this challenge, well, first of all, hi everyone, I'm Tawana. I joined Weaviate just over a month ago, and this challenge is set to you by myself and Adam, and we'll be walking around to help you if you like. And we're actually using you as like a crowdsourced product review team as well here, because actually the challenge is of a product that was just released about 9 days ago, which is still in preview mode, so I think you will be here the first people ever using this. Weaviate embeddings. We just released Weaviate embeddings in Weaviate Cloud, which allows you to serve a model within Weaviate Cloud so that it's co-located with your data, etc., and we deal with all of the rate limiting and everything that comes with it. So if you want to, you can have a look at the announcement at that QR code. But it's free during this preview period. We've also added all of the information that you need to get started with it in the challenge page. You need to set your organization with a specific name, which will automatically make you one of the preview testers. And we currently support the Arctic embed model, but we're going to be slowly adding more open source and commercial models along the way. And it's great because that means that with one API key, the Weaviate API key, then you don't have to worry about how your embeddings are created. You can just simply send a query to Weaviate and we'll respond with the most relevant documents that you have in your collections. On top of that, you can then go ahead and do stuff with that. Now this is where the challenge gets quite open-ended. You can basically do anything. I feel like what we've added in the challenge is pretty much like a starting point, but feel free to take it as far as you want. So, the first thing we're going to ask you to do is create a Weaviate cloud organization and get the embeddings enabled. And create a collection with text-to-vec Weaviate enabled. You have all of the instructions again in the challenge doc. And then you can use one of the next sponsors coming up, Haystack, for example, if you want to do some chunking and cleaning, etc. of your data set, you can do that. And then it's basically free to do whatever you like. We do have some examples where you can use Weaviate's generative module to do RAG on top of your data set. And some extra information. Another sponsor we have tonight is Mistral. Mistral has free tier, but the winner will also get Mistral free credits. And our prize from Weaviate will be these huge Lego boxes you see here. I think we have some Star Wars Lego sets. We have 2 of those, so the winner will get that from Weaviate. Lastly, we're going to be walking around to help you out. So there's me, there's Adam, and if you can't find us, that takes you to the community Slack where we have a dedicated Hack Night channel. So feel free to tag myself and Adam. We also have Duda helping us all the way from Brazil. He's going to spend the first couple of hours of his day helping us out. But have fun and good luck.
Next up, we have Julian from DeepSet. And just to make this clear, one of these Legos will go to the challenge for the Weaviate project, and the other one we haven't quite decided exactly how it's going to fit into the evening. Maybe it'll go towards the best demo or something variation of this kind. But basically, one will go to the challenge completion, and the other one will go to another part of this evening. All right, everyone, please welcome Julian to the stage.
Thank you. Yeah, hi everyone, I'm from DeepSet, the company behind Haystack, and Haystack is the production-ready open source AI framework. And what you get if you use Haystack for building your AI applications is many ready-to-use building blocks. We call them components, for example, different retrieval components, pre-processing, of course, all the integrations with the different large language model providers. So that you can use these components out of the box and then combine them in what we call pipelines. And in the pipelines you can then have branches like in this figure, or you can have loops, you can build your agents with them, all that kind of stuff. You can of course also add some glue code, custom components to your pipeline. So this is what you see here. About 10 lines of code, I'd say, is all you need for a custom component in Haystack. And then another advantage of using Haystack is that you have this flexibility, so you can easily swap out all the different model providers, different vector databases, different embedding providers, so that you can compare them, find out what works best for your use case. And what you see here is one example with a RAG pipeline. So this is the lines of code you need for RAG in Haystack. The top half of this code is actually the prompt template, so you can easily engineer your prompt. And RAG pipelines are just one example use case. Of course, you can build many other things with Haystack. There's also a bunch of advanced retrieval techniques, for example, that you can combine in your use cases. You can build conversational systems, agents, all that kind of stuff. And what you see here at the bottom, for example, you can also have loops in the pipeline, as I mentioned, for example, for some error correction. So just before returning an answer to the user, You could double check, maybe ask another LLM to evaluate the answer, and if you're not happy with the answer, just loop back to the very beginning and tell the LLM to slightly change the question and to try again. I want to show you one quick demo video maybe about the about the auto quizzer. So this is inspiration of what you could build easily with a Haystack pipeline. For this auto quizzer demo that you can find online, you just need to provide the URL to one web page, and then what Haystack does, it fetches the content and generates some questions based on the content. So you get automatically a quiz that you can play. Of course, it also tries to extract the answers, and then you can even compete in this quiz against a large language model. Now, about the challenges for this challenge, for this hackathon tonight. So we thought about 2 challenges. They are part of the admin of Haystack in collaboration with AssemblyAI and Weaviate. So you can just go to this admin of Haystack page, and then it's the challenges 2 and 4. You need to submit the challenge results via this web form, and then let me know so that you can win the prize. And the prize for this is actually a JBL box, so that you can listen to some nice music wherever you go. And maybe we can also try and see how good this noise cancelling works if we put on this boombox. That's it for me. Thank you.
This is our last lightning talk, so it's the best one, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Hopefully. Well, hey, hello everyone. Sorry I'm standing between you and a great hackathon night, so I'm not going to waste your time. Before that, can I make a selfie and everyone say cheers? So 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Well, that's all right. Cool. So you see everything. I'm Amir, co-founder and CEO at Unbody. We look at AI from a bit of a different angle. We look at it from a product development point of view. And but tonight, because I have only 3 minutes, I thought maybe instead of telling you what Unbody is or how it works, show you what you can build with it in the amount of time that you have tonight. But before that, this is the prize that you will get. Woo. To keep your health on track, you will get a 1-year subscription including the device. And on top of that, you will get 100 minutes of build time of credits on Unbody, the cloud platform. This is actually a AI native application platform used by one of our clients, which actually solves a challenge that is the same challenge that we are giving you tonight. These people have a huge database of a lot of healthcare providers, therapists, life coaches, etc., and a lot of people who are needing those basically therapists or life coaches. So they built this platform from ground up using Unbody alone with zero dependency, and everyone can go there and start asking questions. Sorry, it's in Dutch, but I will switch the language later on. For example, the first one, you can say psychologist in my neighborhood. The first thing to happen is to understanding your questions, query agents that Edward was talking about. Then searching the database and finding the relevant result and show you the result that you can see. Then you can say, okay, why am I seeing this particular therapist? It explains it to you why you are seeing it. And now let's go back and start typing in English, for example. For example, I can say, I am a tech founder and I need help with my presentation skills in Amsterdam. So all of a sudden the application understands that I changed the language and it goes and switches back to English. Everything is adjusted based on me and my query. Everything is personalized. So another thing that you have here, for example, you can go further down and go to each profile. Another magnificent thing is in here is that the database purely only contains the name and URL of the website of that therapist. Everything else is generated by enhancement pipeline of Unbody. Meaning that even the copy is adjusted to my own profile. Everything that I have asked is particularly affect this profile, or even the questions at the end. Or actually another thing is that you can also apply the multimodal, basically knowledge-based making here. For example, this video is also part of the database now. Everything this person has said in the video is basically part of her profile. So I can also ask questions that she might not have answers on their website, but it's still the answer is there because we talked about it in the video. So that's one example. And again, with zero dependency, even the video comes from Unbody. The audio, video, images, everything. So now let's go to another demo, and this is the last one. This is, like many of you, I have thousands of screenshots and PDFs, redundant files on my desktop. So one day I got fed up with that, so I connect this to Unbody and build this search engine on top of it. Again, I need some help. For example, I can say dark theme UI, and again, only thing that is being fed here is images, no text given, nothing, only based on images. Or you can say meme about London, because a few months ago I went to London and I had a talk and I made this meme, so I understand the notion of meme and London as well. But now let's make it a bit more advanced. For example, what was my flight number to London? And again, so it needs to go and find the most relevant information, nothing surprising, RAG, but then extracting the information. Why is it so fast? Because it doesn't do it on fly, because it doesn't have to. It does it already pre-hand, pre-computed, basically using generative feedback. You can store it back based on your instruction as a developer of the platform. Another thing I want to show, like just quickly, for example, what happened in Dublin. Oops. And again, it needs to understand from the images what happened in Dublin with the geolocation that it can read, and hopefully find some results. No? Yeah, there you go. So two things happened. All right. So yeah, and essentially the first example, the second example, the images, you can build it in 5 lines of code, so maybe 5 minutes. The first application, our clients spent 3 days, 2.5 of that was just front end. So maybe 2-3 hours was the entire backend using Unbody. For tonight, we have the same problem, matching problem. So you will be basically asked to build a matching platform, but that doesn't need to be about healthcare providers and patients. It can be about anything. It can be a dating app. It can be, let's say, I don't know, investors versus founder matching app, or any sort of application or platform that can help a group A finding the group B based on their information, based on their either images or videos or textual content. One last thing. No, I think this is it. Yeah, if you go to the challenge, every code and all the documentation is already there. What else I wanted to show? No, that was it. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Amir. All right. So that's all of the talks, all of the flash talks for this evening. You're going to be able to catch every one of these speakers throughout the night. And if you have questions for them, this is the opportunity to chat with them. And if you have feedback about their product while you're using it, while you're going through each and every one of these challenges, make sure to put them in Hacker Squad as a build log. It's an opportunity for you to reflect later on about like your interaction with these products. Maybe a few months from today, you'll be like, what was that product that I was using that I was like trying out one of the challenges for? Because I feel like it would help solve one of the problems that I'm doing here at work. This you can use as a way to come back to it in a few months, and it's like a reflection for your history. I'll have my notification system set up throughout the night. So for the next 2 hours, we're opening up the room to hacking. Actually, the next hour and a half to hacking. Also, if you want to just network and hang out, you're also more than welcome to, of course. So I said I would release these challenges after the lightning talks. So if you go and refresh the page now, there's going to be each and every one of the challenges that the speakers have talked about. I'm really excited for you all to actually go and complete this. As you complete each and every one of these challenges, there's going to be a Google form here as well. Just refresh the page if you don't see it. That Google form will just indicate that you've completed the challenge, and we'll come find and chat with you at a later time tonight. Does anyone have questions? All right, let the hacking begin.